hear this, okay? God, I remember it so well. We were in a convoy. We were going through a village. And there was this one truck, and I was ready to get on it. But the last guy that got on said, no more room, and he took off. So I let it go. And I got on the next truck. And there's it's like a 50-foot embankment on the right side of the road. This road is like on the side of a hill. And all of a sudden, we got hit. Somebody threw a hand grenade. The truck in front of me, the one I was supposed to get on, lost its brakes and went over the cliff and dropped all the way down and landed on its back. And all 30 guys are buried underneath this truck, 50 feet down. I ran down the hill, me and a bunch of other guys. We pulled out our knives and we started digging. We started cutting the packs and dragging these guys out from underneath the truck. The whole operation took about 4 hours. And it was in the middle of the night. And I was dead tired. When we got to that last guy, he didn't make it.
I had an M79 grenade launcher. Well, a blooper, we called it. I would shoot one of these rounds off every once in a while, and the pilot could hear us. Boop. So he'd look, see where it would hit. One of the rounds went off. It went boop. And he's looking. And I'm going. And he's looking. He goes, I heard it, says, but I didn't see where it landed. Did it go off? I says, yeah, it went off. It went right through the roof of the chopper. It had a hair trigger on it. I bounced it off my knee, and the round went right through the roof of the chopper, and it probably hit the blades. It had a spiral detonation system, and it had to go 40 feet before it would arm itself. So when it hit that roof, it was only a foot, a foot or two. So it automatically was not armed as soon as it went off. So luckily for that, that's why we didn't shoot ourselves down. If it had blown, it would have shot us off. We'd have crashed. Yeah. But the pilot was a little upset. So we landed the helicopter, and the first thing he said was, "Don't let the old man see this. I want this chopper in the hangar right now." And this is like in the evening, and Henderson was the sheet metal guy. I had to wake him up. He was sleeping. I said, "You got to fix this hole before the old man sees it." The old man was a CO.
You know what AD is? Accidental discharge. I kept my weapon on full automatic, and we had a trigger guard. Well, we used to break that son of a bitch off. There was a guy in my unit, we called him John Henry. And me and him, we had some disagreements. I didn't like the guy. All right, it's that simple. Well, one day, we're on this trail. He's down in front of me, and he gets up on this log. It's a tree that fell. And I'm in this thick brush. Now, I got my M16 on full automatic, and I got the trigger guard taped to the handle. I'll never forget this. I'm going to go to my grave remembering this, because it's like it happened yesterday. I'm walking through this thick brush, and I feel a tug on my right arm, and that's where I'm carrying my weapon, my M16. And I look down, and there's a vine wrapped around the trigger. But before I could stop what I was doing, I pulled on it, and that fucking M16 went off. And it went right across that tree that John Henry was walking on. And that's called an accidental discharge. And John Henry came running up the hill, hollering to the lieutenant, "He's trying to kill me." And I never did like the guy, but I never tried to kill him.
When we were pulling out the wounded out of Bastogne, we got called into the ambush, and we put the chopper between two tanks. I was letting go of an M60, and what had happened was the two tanks had 50 cals on them. So one of the 50 cals stopped firing, and I'm looking at it, and it was red hot. The barrel was red, and it was melting. The guy who was firing the 50 cal took these asbestos gloves, gigantic gloves, and just put them on him. And he grabs this barrel of this 50 cal, it's red hot, and he twists and throws it off to the side and grabs a brand new barrel, throws it back on there, and starts shooting again. In the meantime, my pilot is hollering, "Go get the wounded, go find the wounded." And I'm going, as soon as he starts shooting that 50 again, I'm out of here. But I wasn't going to stop until he got that gun going. Both 50s were going to us. Stowed the M60 and took off. The guy was hit with a 50 caliber. It had to be a big round, maybe an AK. AK could have did it. It hit him in the shoulder and took his arm off completely, just severed it. We were on the ground at the time, taking wounded. Two guys had him, and they were running down the hill with this guy, hollering and screaming. They wanted us to hold up to take this guy to a hospital. And I go to help him. And he's got no arm, bleeding profusely, and I grab all the skin around his arm, and I jump in the chopper with him, and I'm holding him, and I'm just holding it all really tight, like a tourniquet, for about 15 minutes while we're flying. And he's alive, and he's doing pretty good. They shot him up with morphine and got him to the hospital. Hopefully he made it without an arm, but